We're back at 9:20 with North Dakota Today with Mandy Anderson. I love this attitude of gratitude, right, Kevin?
Mandy is the co-owner of Big Blue Couch Coaching here in Bismarck. So when we went to the break, we were going through 3 steps. You mentioned the journal, the gratitude journal. So as we go back to the graphic here, number 2 on the list, shift your perspective.
Yes,
what do you
shift
mean by
your
that?
perspective. Okay, well, Kevin, I gave you a
I've got a
visual
little graphic
this morning.
here. I'm going to hold this up.
When most people see this, Renita, can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, when most people see this, what do you see?
I see a circle with a dot in the middle.
Okay, and is that the first thing you really notice is the dot in the middle?
When I look at it, well, yeah, now that you're saying look at the dot in the middle, I'm looking at the dot in the middle. Well, when I first look at it, I might look at the dot in the middle, but no, I think when I would just look at it, I would see the circle.
Okay. So the dot represents all of our worries, all of the problems in our lives. And when you look at that, there's all this white space in that circle of things that are going well. But when our perspective is wrong, all we can see is that tiny little thing that's going wrong.
And that's what we focus on.
That's what we
obsess about is the tiny
And so we
little dot.
have to shift our perspective. And when we choose to be thankful, it forces us to shift our perspective because it forces us to look at the white space, to look at all that's going well within the things that might be going wrong.
Right.
How hard, I mean, on a practical basis, when you talk to people, talk to your clients about shifting their perspective, how hard is it for them to do?
Initially, it's very hard. If you've been doing this for years and nobody has ever really challenged you to see things differently, it's going to be hard. But when you do it more often, the trick isn't to never see the black dot. The trick is to
Well, if you don't see the black dot, you're in denial.
Right. Yes, exactly. The trick is to be able to shift your perspective quickly so that you can choose a different attitude and a different route.
Yeah.
Within the midst of the problem.
I once heard a saying that said, be careful which rut you choose because you're going to be in it for the next 30 years. Yeah. So, like, we don't want to be in the wrong rut, right? I mean,
All right.
Okay, so.
Very good.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go back to the graphic here. Last item on the agenda, be intentional about including others. Now, this is interesting. What do you mean by that?
Well, you know, one of the things that we always do on Thanksgiving is we go around the table and we ask people what are they thankful for.
Sure.
Why are we only doing that at Thanksgiving? Be intentional about asking people every day. Like you said, your husband does with your sons. Every night we write down or we talk about 3 things that we're thankful for. Why aren't we doing this in our offices? Why aren't we doing this out and about?
I'm just having a visual here of walking into our newsroom and going, hey, everybody, what are you thankful for? Then having to go like this as they throw things at me.
Well, obviously there's a time and a place for it, but really being intentional. And if somebody's having a really rough day, be intentional about saying, hey, I understand things are bad, but what are you thankful for that's going right?
Absolutely. I love that.
And I got a friend that continually reminds me to be the light.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and that's an intentional mindset I have to always keep reminding myself of.
Yeah.
So,
be positive, think positive.
And that's really what gratitude helps you do.
Yeah. I think of Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore.
Yes.
I'm like, I don't want to be Eeyore. Is that his name? Eeyore.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Life is, and then there's Winnie the Pooh, and he's just, Mr. Direction. Let's go in a positive direction, right? That's what it is.
Very good. Mandy, this is really good stuff to think about.
Well, thank you.
And if you want more information about not only having an attitude of gratitude, but Big Blue Couch Coaching, there's their information. They're on Broadway at 2720 East. And bigbluecouchcoaching.com on the web. Thanks again, Mandy.
Thank you, and have a happy Thanksgiving next week.
You as well.
We're thankful for you, Mandy.
We're also thankful for Chef Alan.
Yeah,
coming
he's
up
really
here.
thankful.
Coming up with some steak and potatoes.